Hi, I'm Phyllis and my website is southernfrugal.com. Today I'm going to make another pound cake. This is going to be a cream cheese pound cake. Now I have made this pound cake many times before. I've never had it fall and I've never had it stick to the pan. But today we're going to make that pound cake in a Bundt pan. And the Bundt pan I have is a 12.5 cup. And let me just see, it is a Nordic Bundt pan, Nordic something USA. There it is. All right, so in the past I had a Bundt pan. It was the really thick Nordic Bundt pan that was cast aluminum. And I did get rid of it simply because I didn't like the idea of it being aluminum. And the other thing was the cake stuck. So anyway, we're going to give this a try again. Now I did want to address something. One of the viewers in the comments said that they had read an article in Southern Living by a lady who said you shouldn't beat the cake batter when you're adding the eggs too much because of some reason, I'm not sure why, but I think she had that wrong, y'all. The time when you're not supposed to beat your cake mix so much is once you add the flour, and here's the reason for that. The more you beat flour, the more the gluten gets developed in it. Now when you're making breads, that's great. You want to knead it and do whatever, stretch it out and all that kind of stuff because you want the gluten developed. But when you're making a cake, you don't want it developed. That's why you beat it less. So I think she kind of had it mixed up about adding the eggs. You can't beat it too much with the eggs and the butter. It just is, and sugar, it's just not possible. Okay, I mean, I have beat it probably 30 minutes at that stage and never had it affect the texture of the cake. All right, now that that's said, this has got 8 ingredients, and I'm just going to name them. I will list them down below in the Show More section, right down below the video. One 8-ounce pack of cream cheese, 1.5 cups of softened butter, and that would be 3 sticks, and I've got mine at room temperature. 3 cups of sugar, 6 large eggs, also at room temperature, and I'm using 1/4 teaspoon of salt because my butter is salted. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice to this particular one, and 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now you can leave out the lemon juice if you'd like. And I have used 5 tablespoons for buttering the Bundt pan. I'm going to dust it with a little bit of flour as soon as we get ready to pour the batter in. So we're ready to go now. All right. I am using my KitchenAid, and I'm using the little flap on it there, the little scraper. And by the way, you can find this, let me just show you. You can find this on Amazon. It works really well. It doesn't go up quite high enough on the bowl, but it works really well for scraping the bowl. Let me get that in there right. All right, we're ready. I'm just going to beat that butter just a little bit. And now I'm going to also add my room temperature cream cheese. And this is not the low fat, it's got all the fat in it. I'm just going to plop that down in there. Scrape the extra off. There we go. That on there. All right. Now I'm going to mix those two things together. Alright, now we're going to add the sugar. This is 3 cups of sugar. Just going to turn it on and add it gradually. next thing we're going to add will be 6 large eggs. Turn that up a little bit. Now we'll add the eggs one at a time. Just gonna beat this for a while. Alright, so I'm gonna scrape down the bowl, that little top edge there and the bottom. We'll be back when this beats a little longer. Alright, we are back and it's been 5 or 6 minutes. I have greased my Bundt pan with 5 tablespoons of softened butter, and I've dusted it lightly with flour. So we're going to see if this is going to work. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. There's 1 and 2. And I'm also going to add, this is about a tablespoon of just lemon juice. We're now ready to add the flour. This is 3 cups of flour. I sifted the flour first, and then I measured it, and then I sifted it again. Part of the reason for beating a lot when you add the eggs is to help dissolve the sugar, because if you can get the biggest part of that sugar dissolved in the liquid of the eggs, you're going to have a better textured cake. Again, I've got my KitchenAid on the lowest setting. Just add this flour gradually. Now, when you're making a cake like this, if all that flour is not completely in the batter, it really doesn't make any difference, because it will go into the batter once it's heated up in the oven. I mean, you don't want to have a big blob of flour, but, you know, if you were turning the cake out and you saw a little bit of flour, that wouldn't be a concern at all. I'll put the rest of this in. Alright, I'm going to stir down the sides, because we have that little inch or so above the batter that this little thing here doesn't quite get to when you're making a pound cake. Now, a pound cake is supposed to have a much thicker texture than a regular layer cake or sheet cake would. And what causes it to rise is the expansion of the eggs that were in the batter. They're going to expand once they're in the oven, so you don't need any baking powder or baking soda or anything like that. Alright, we're going to mix it just a teeny bit more and we're going to be ready. Alright, that's all we're going to mix it. Now, if you sift your flour the 2 times, you shouldn't have any problem with lumps in your batter. And this is really old school way of making a cake. And thanks to my dogs for adding their 2 cents worth. Alright, we're ready to get this in the pan now, after I go straighten my dogs out. Hold on. All right, we are back. I cleaned up just a little bit. I cannot make my dogs shut up because someone is at my neighbor's house edging their sidewalk. So we're just going to have to listen to them. All right, so we're ready to get this in the pan now. Makes a rather thick batter. And this is a 12.5 cup Bundt pan by Nordic. Let's see if I can get all this out. I think we about got it all. All right, so we're going to bake this. Hey, can y'all knock it off, okay? I'm recording. Get back. All right, so we're going to bake this at 325 degrees for probably about an hour and a half, maybe less. We'll check on it. And what I'm going to do is for the last 30 minutes, I'm going to place this little piece of tin foil over the top of it. And the reason I do this is because this cake tends to get too brown on the top. So that really prevents that. So after it's cooked for an hour, I'll go ahead and put that aluminum just loosely on the top of it. Alright, wipe my hands off here. Now, banging the pan up and down doesn't do any good because this is a really thick batter. So what you can do is take a little thin knife if you're afraid you're going to have some big bubbles and just kind of go in it like that. But it should be okay. All right, this is going in the oven. We'll back and see y'all in about an hour and a half and let you, we're going to also let it cool for about 20 minutes before we dump it out of the pan. And it will still be a little warm when we dump it out of the pan. All right, we'll be back, y'all. All right, it has been an hour and a half and I'm pretty sure my cake is done. Hold on, I'm going to go get it. There it is. You can see when I put the tin foil over the top of it, otherwise it would be too brown. All right. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes, and at the end of 20 minutes, I'm going to dump it out of the pan. All right, we'll be back. All right, y'all. The fate of this Bundt pan is hanging in the balance right now, so we're going to see if it comes out of the pan. There it is. It's been about 20 minutes. I think I heard it come out. There we have it. I think it got real brown because of the butter coating, because y'all know butter tends to get brown quicker than something like Crisco. But anyway, it's still fine. It smells really good. All right, we're going to let it cool a little more, and then we're going to figure out some kind of icing to go on this. We'll be back. All right, the cake is still not cooled yet, but we're going to go ahead and make some icing. This is about 3 cups of confectioner sugar, and I did sift that. And I'm going to add to that about 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Maybe not a whole teaspoon, about 3/4 of a teaspoon. And I'm going to put a couple of dollops of sour cream. Let's see how that goes. Alright, going to mix this up now. We'll be back. Alright, I already tasted that. It's pretty good, but I'm going to actually put some more sour cream in it. Hopefully it'll be a little runny. Alright, so we're just going to wait till that cake cools down a little more, and then we're going to put this on top. We'll be back. Alright, here's the cake. Now it is still a little warm, but I wanted to put this little glaze on it while it was still a little warm so it would run down. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with that, but I think I need to be making a cake that only takes maybe an hour and 15 minutes at the most in the Bundt pan. And by the way, it came out really, really clean. Didn't take me but a second to wash it out. Alright, y'all, I'm going to cut this in a few minutes, so we'll be back. Alright, y'all. There's what the cake looks like. I'm going to taste of it for you. It's very moist, and I love that sour cream little glaze on it. It's very good. It's still a little warm. Got Mr. Bucky's piece here, and we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.